Hello beautiful people, welcome to 7.3 More Multiplication Properties. Our SWABAT is to raise a power to a power and raise a product to a power. We've done our fits feedback in class, hopefully you did yours, and now we're going to discuss these two new properties for today. So the first one that we're going to be looking at is the power of a power property, and it states to raise a power to a power, multiply the exponents. So if I have a power right here and I'm raising it to another power, it's just going to become a bit more powerful by multiplying the two exponents. So if we're looking at it, based upon the rule, all I should be able to do is have 3 to the 4 times 2 is 8. Why does that work? Well, it's like having 3 to the 4th times 3 to the 4th, because it's squared. And then from yesterday, you know that you're supposed to add these exponents, or from your previous lesson, which would be to the 8th power. All right. The other property is the product of powers property. And it states to raise a product to a power, raise each factor to the power and multiply. So if I have AB to the M, that's A to the M and B to the M. What you're doing here is basically just distributing the exponent to each term, or each factor. For this one, I'm going to distribute the 7 here. So this 5, if you notice, it doesn't have an exponent, so I'm going to put a 1 there. So this becomes 5 to the 1 times 7 is 7. And then I have x to the 2 times 7, 14. And then that's it for that. All right. Let us now simplify. My first set of this instructions, pretty much for all these, is going to be to simplify each expression. Here we are. So for letter A, I have m to the 4th, it's a power to another power. So that means if I have a power to a power, I'm going to multiply the exponents and have m to the 4 times a half. Well, what's half of 4? 2. So this will be m squared. All right, let's try B. I have x to the 6th raised to the 2/3 power. So this is 6 times 2/3. I didn't mean to make that incredibly big, but I'm going to put the x there and pretend like I did it on purpose, and then raise that to the 4th. Now, kind of helpful, if you struggle a little bit with fractions, go ahead and do your work off to the side. But this is 6 over 1. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 6 two times. So what's left? Well, I still have my x, and then 2 times 2 is 4, and then y to the 4th. Still, I didn't do anything with that one, so I leave that. Cool. Let's try another one just like the other one. I have 10 times c to the negative 4 to the, all raised to the negative 1 power times d to the 1st. All right, d to the 1st, I'm kind of low-key in love with. Why? Because anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. Now, for here, I'm going to go ahead and distribute this exponent to each one. So now this is 10 to the negative 1. And then this is c, negative 4 times negative 4 is to the 4th power. I have a negative exponent, so I'm going to put this over 1. Some stuff stays, some stuff goes. The 1 I don't care about, because 1 times anything is just anything. This 10 to the negative 1 does need to go. I'm not going to put the 1 on the bottom and make it 10 to the 1st, because, well, here. Now, what's 10 to the 1st? 10. You could avoid that altogether, and then the c to the 4th stays up top. That is a beautiful answer, if I don't say so myself. All right, look at us moving right along. Letter D, got a couple sets of parentheses, and so when I see that, my first inclination, the first thing that I'm thinking I need to do is let's get rid of them, just like when I'm doing regular simplifying expressions. So this doesn't have an exponent, so I'm just going to write it as xy squared. This does, and I'm going to distribute it to each power. So this would be x to the negative 2, and then this will be y to the, well, what's 2 times negative 2? Very good, negative 4. All right, I'm going to, like I've done before when I've simplified expressions, I'm going to combine like terms, which would be my x and my x. So this is to the 1st power. Remembering that when I'm multiplying, I'm going to add the exponents, and then this will be 2 plus negative 4. What do I get? X to the, well, what's 1 plus negative 2 is negative 1. And then y 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. Sweet. I have two negative exponents. I'm going to move them. What stays, what goes? Nothing stays. So I have x to the first power, which is just x, and then I have y squared. What's on top? Put a 1 for your placeholder, and then you're good. Okay, you like it? I love it. Let's box it so you feel like it's official. And then I'm going to make a little line there just because I feel like my work is getting a little bit crowded. And then I'll use this itty bitty pencil because why not? Alright, what did I say I like to do first? I like to get rid of the parentheses. How would I do that? Well, the z is fine. Z. Beautiful. Now, I want to get rid of these parentheses though, so I'm going to distribute this here. And if, beautiful people, you feel pretty good about this, go ahead, press pause, and try it on your own. I'd be stoked if you did that. So negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. And then I have to distribute it here as well. So I have z, 7 times negative 1, negative 7. And then this y to the negative 5 is still there. Didn't do anything with it. Okay, I want to combine like terms. So I have this z to the first power. And then I have this z to the negative 7. So I'm going to, if I'm multiplying these two terms, I'm going to just show you just in case. This is what I'm doing in my head. I'm kind of looking at them together. I'm looking at the y's together as well. Oh, but I combined them a little bit sooner. So this is z to the 1 plus negative 7. And this is y to the 5 plus negative 5. And what do I get? A pencil that I don't enjoy using. So total, I have z. 1 plus negative 7 is negative 6. And then I have y. Ooh, 5 plus negative 5 is 0. I don't know why I get excited for the 0 exponents. Well, anything to the 0 power is 1. So I just have this z to the negative 6. I'm going to put that over 1 because I see that negative exponent, and I'm going to move it to the bottom. Ooh, that's fun. Yep. Sorry about that. Okay. 1 over z to the 6th power is my wonderful solution for that one. So, what do we have next? As we've now spent a couple days and have learned a few properties, what are some concerns that you or your group members may have about this chapter so far? This is really kind of a reflection question for you, but typically people struggle with there being so many different properties and trying to keep them separate. I highly recommend either making some flashcards. Actually, yeah, that's what I recommend. Make some flashcards so you remember which property goes with what and which you have to do in different situations. Aside from that, just maybe practice some problems with this, and we'll see how we do. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.